Good day and welcome back to another DBZ DokeML video. In this video we're going to take a look at the new LF17. So this is Android 17, Universe 7 Android 17 it seems. And yeah, we're going to just take a look at him. He seems really solid, very good actually. And even though he's a blast based unit, I think he could manage to find a way into the meta as a unit. It's going to depend a little bit on the next Zenkais they give, and if there's a follow-up Ultra or Sparking or something happening. But I think there is room for this Android 17. So in terms of his ultimate skill, nothing too crazy here. Well, too crazy, I say in inverted commas. In terms of his ultimate skill, some pretty nice stuff. 50% to ultimate damage increase, a reduction to the enemy sustained damage CUTs, nullification of health restoration effects. That doesn't include revives. But something that's really cool is if you have a battle member down, you'll gain a Dragon Ball, which is really quite nice. Actually, it's really solid. Then we have his special move, which is Axel Blaster, and this deals massive impact damage, so pretty nice again. The main ability is Supreme Offense and Defense, which lets you draw Axel Finish, restore your own health, restore your own key. These are kind of stock standard. Increased Arts Card draw speed is pretty nice, and the nullification of enemy special actions that activate cover change is also very good. For 30 time accounts, it's pretty oppressive. I think that's actually one of his key points for me. That's a really long time to be able to nullify cover change. His special skill restores his own key, increases his damage done, again increases art card draw speed, reduces your ally count, and if your unique gauge is full, it will also remove cover change. So he's got a lot of ways to mitigate the amount of cover change that your enemy has, which I think is very powerful, because it allows you to really stop a lot of these cover change kind of fusion heavy teams where players will kind of prevent comboing. Then in terms of his Z ability, he's got a lot going on. It's really nice. But Universe Rep, Android, a lot of crossover there. I think he needed it personally to make him fit on a lot of teams. Then Do or Die Onslaught, so this is his unique ability. So damage reduction is 60% is decent, 90% damage inflicted is pretty good. He's got 25% blast damage inflicted against fusion warriors. Blast damage isn't really in vogue because of the change to the gameplay. Maybe they'll make changes to bring it back in. I think that's one of his few limitations. We'll talk about some of his others just now, but overall abilities are looking really good. One thing I do like a lot about this Android 17 is he has a lot of abilities that can influence the game without him necessarily needing to be on the field. He can influence how his allies can sub in. He influences how much damage Rising Rushes do. He heals allies. He provides buffs to allies. He doesn't necessarily have to be actively in the field of play to be a unit that can make a considerable difference, and I think that's really cool. His unique gauge is also pretty nice. Obviously health restoration, as with most unique gauges, increase to special damage, reduction of the enemy's Dragon Balls is also very good, and sealing of their main abilities. So the combo of him reducing Dragon Balls, gaining Dragon Balls, being able to remove cover change, being able to negate attacks and combos, being able to just seal the enemy up. There's a lot of control that he's giving your team, as well as the additional benefits that he brings from just being on standby. The heals, the damage reduction, the increase, it's all a very exciting looking kit. The Android 18, kind of like not a baby version of him, but to run synergistic. She'll restore health when she's switched on to standby. She will increase Android's damage. She will gain increased Android's damage. Very kind of simple but good, but nice little kit that obviously complements the Android 17. The steps are as usual with these Aleph banners. Nothing too wild, nothing too crazy, all simple stuff. The banner itself, the Androids are very good. The rest are kind of average. maybe one of them will get a Zenkai. I'm hoping Aleph Cell gets a Zenkai, although it may be a little bit too soon for Aleph Cell. But I think an Android unit needs to get a Zenkai or reps of Universe 7. Like Purple UI Goku would also be a pretty good choice. But they need someone that meshes actually with the AGL Android. So they need like an AGL reps Zenkai. And I think only Mr. Gohan is the AGL reps, I think. In terms of animations, they look pretty decent. I think the Aleph finish actually looks pretty nice. Once you get to see it like in app, I always feel like these quick Twitter videos don't necessarily show, which is weird because that's kind of their point, but I always feel like they don't show them looking that great. But yeah, the Aleph finish looks really, really solid. I like it a lot. I actually think it's really well done. And for the most part, I really think it looks quite stellar. Android 17. So only complaints, he's a blast unit, doesn't really fit the current meta. I think his kit's good enough to overwhelm that. His banner is very suspect. So the androids are great, but it's him and the androids. If you don't get them, you don't get squat. So that's quite suspect personally. I'm not always a fan of really, really bad banners. Doesn't really help out the unit. Steps are the same, discounts, extreme guaranteed on the 4th step, free on the 6th step. And of course you also have the exchange medals as well. I think one thing he is lacking is a decent Zenkai boost. I think currently the only one we have is Android 21, and she's just not really good enough to even run bench. But I think overall, maybe give him a summon. Bye.